Ghislaine Maxwell has formally asked the U.S. Supreme Court to review and overturn her 2022 conviction for sex trafficking, arguing that the prior agreement between federal prosecutors and Jeffrey Epstein should have legally protected her from the prosecution. In a legal brief submitted Monday, Maxwell attorneys insisted the government had broken its words. This case is not about what Jeffrey Epstein did, the document stated. It is about what the government promised. End of quote. The promises in the question is non-prosecution agreement (NPA) made in 2007 between Epstein and federal prosecutors in Florida, which Maxwell claims should have extended protection to her as well. Maxwell, the former companion and close associate of Epstein, is currently serving a 20-year sentence after being found guilty of helping Epstein groom and sexually exploit underage girls over several years. However, her legal team argues she is being unfairly punished for crimes that were already addressed in Epstein's plea deal. Attorney David Oscar Marcus, representing Maxwell, appealed to both the highest court in the land and to President Donald Trump, whose administration previously defended the case. President Trump built his legacy on making deals, Marcus said in a public statement. Surely, he would agree that when the United States gave its word, it must honor that promise. It is a grave injustice to scapegoat Ms. Maxwell for Epstein's actions, especially when she was assured she will not face prosecution. End of quote. The request before the Supreme Court stems from an earlier appeal that was rejected by the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. That court ruled the 2007 MPA was limited in scope and geographically bound to Florida, meaning it did not apply to Maxwell prosecution in New York. Her legal team, however, contend that the federal agreement should have nationwide applicability and that other appellate courts have interpreted similar deals differently. Maxwell's latest filing accused the Justice Department of revising the intent of the NPA after the fact. The government's current stance is not grounded in the actual text of the agreement, the appeal argues. They are relying on wishful interpretation of what they believe the agreement should have said, now what it truly states. End of quote. While her appeal continued to move through legal channels, it has emerged that Maxwell has met with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche amid ongoing controversy surrounding how the Trump administration managed the Epstein case. This discussion, however, we are not a reference in her Supreme Court filing. Meanwhile, the Department of Justice maintained that the non-prosecution deal only involved Epstein and the U.S. Attorney's Office in Florida. In a brief submitted on July 14, federal lawyers argued the petitioner, Ghislaine Maxwell, was not a party to that agreement. It meant only the parties who signed it, Epstein and the Florida USAO. End of quote. Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty in 2008 to third-level prostitution charges as part of controversial year. In 2019, federal prosecutor in New York indicated him on sex trafficking charges, but he died in prison just a month after his arrest. The Supreme Court expected to decide later this year whether it will take up Maxwell's case.